Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. Come on. Well, today we're going to talk about the inevitability of the change that's coming via Donald Trump. Maybe we might touch a little bit on the Elon Musk breakup, and I think that's plenty. That's what we'll talk about today. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please do like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please just subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. So like I said, today it's going to be what of this change that has been brought on with Donald Trump as the instigator. And then we'll hit on the breakup with Elon Musk. I feel like it's something that's been inevitable, and it's just part of change. And if you look at history in other countries, they've been through something similar. And I think we just have to get used to it. There's a different vibe going on in the world. I'm going to use this Impressionist tarot. And it's very, very interesting. The I guess you could say author of this is Corinne Kenner, with artwork by Arturo Pica, and it's very interesting in that these are tarot cards made from actual pieces of art. So let's see what's going on with poor old USA and Donald Trump. I think we have to recognize that democracies are very different flavors. They don't all look the same, and there are changes that happen once a country gets to a certain point. The majority of the people who vote are the ones who determine the direction of a country, and sadly, in the United States, the majority of the people are interested in having some sort of authoritarian type of leader, or aren't paying attention to what's going on, and just have a very narrow kind of idea about what this country should be about. So that's what we got. We can't change it, and it looks like that if we get a chance to vote again, we might be able to change this, but maybe we won't have a chance to vote again. That's what's happened in other countries. So, and it creeps up on you. People don't realize it. Their lives are people at the bottom of the stack in a society. Their life kind of goes on an automatic basis, and they, as long as they can get by day to day, that's all they're worried about. So let's see what has caused this change and this dominance by this wannabe dictator. But before we do any of that, let's have just a moment, you remember, of meditation. Okay. The change that's going on in the United States with Donald Trump at the helm, and is he really at the helm of that change, or is he just a convenient tool like Ronald Reagan, like Richard Nixon, like George Bush? I always forget which one is the younger, but is this change happening in the United States inevitable? First of all, 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Was it always inevitable? This change is happening right now in the United States. So we start out with the Knight of Swords, and what swords tell you, these are a fight for truth, justice, rules, and law, and the Knight is the fighter for that. So he's going to defend that sword. He's going to defend his mission, which is truth, justice, rules, and law. So the question is, was this inevitable? And we have this fighter here. So I believe this is telling us that this change is going on, but we have some element of us who wants to fight for truth, justice, rule, and law. Next card up is this Three of Wands. What's interesting about wands is that they're actions, plans, forward movement. And you can see the three wands right here in the background. Three wands is long-term planning. And you can see you've got someone here who's trying to talk someone else into, or comfort someone, or talk them into a position, or discuss this long-term planning. So yeah, this was a long-term, this was inevitable. This was always going to unfold in the long term. And then the final card for this is the Ace of Cups. This is and cups are emotion, heartfelt situations, and an Ace of Cups is a great big offering, but look, it's a very dark offering of hope, or emotion, or compassion. So whatever is driving this, whatever's emotionally driving all of this, is indeed dark in nature. I think this is clear. Yeah, it was the long-term planning. This always had to happen. It happens to be governed by a kind of a dark passion, but there is an element that can fight against it. I mean, you could also say that this is the element that is fighting for this brokenness that we're seeing in the United States. So, but whatever it is, it was inevitable. Okay, so Trump as the vehicle. If we don't have Trump in that position, are we going to continue on as contrary a path as we seem to be on? So if Trump were not in the power position, would this happen? Three cards. 1, 2, 3 cards. If Trump were not in that power position, would this still happen? Or would it continue to happen? What am I doing? First card is the Two of Wands. Okay, short-term plans. So, no, this is not the Two of Wands. This is the Empress. Yes, so this is the Empress. And so, but it's interesting that I'm drawn to these two bushes, these two trees, which reminds me of the Two of Wands, which is short-term planning. So this Empress is in charge, I'm going to say, in the short term. And Empress is also sort of associated with love and caring and looking after, but without the power of an emperor. So the peace, I think, that we had under the guidance of a sort of an Empress it was always going to be short term. If Trump wasn't there, would it make a difference? And it's interesting that I mentioned that, and that this is a female figure. So I think what happened is we had a gentler energy that was guiding us, and there's no doubt that the energy that Trump brings is a stronger, although darker, energy. Okay, so now the next card up then is the Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles are value or worth. And the Nine of Pentacles is the person who just has a lot of value. Okay, but this is a woman. But I'm going to notice that this woman has a very masculine appearance. If you could see her as close as I do, the face is very defined. She's got very strong shoulders, which I suppose a ballerina would have anyway. But it's a very strong feminine energy. And so the Nine of Pentacles, again, is that it would normally be thought of as a woman of very much privilege, who's got probably more than she needs to have. I think, even though it's a female card, I think this is the Trump energy. And then the Tower card. So, yeah. So it always had to crumble. This Empress of energy, when faced with this very wealthy regular person, we always had to have this turning point in our history with this Tower card. Interesting. And will we see a return to some sort of a gentler, kinder democracy than whatever it is we're experiencing right now under the current leadership of the United States. I hate to say leadership, but that's what we have. I'm going to do 6 cards. That's a dyadic cross. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will we see a return to some sort of a democracy that we recognize? Now, democracy that we might expect in the future might not be the democracy that we would recognize now. Okay, so we're talking about right now. Okay, so this is centered by the signifier card for this reading is the 8 of Wands. Wands, actions, plans, forward movement. Lots of things coming at us at the same time. All the issues have ripened all together right now in the life of this country. What's the challenge to that? Oh, walking a fine line. So this is the Fool card. The Fool is starting out on his journey, and so yeah, this is walking some sort of a fine line. You can see this person, if they fall over to the left, they fall into a flower garden. If they fall over to the right, they're falling off the side of the castle. So all of these issues require this cautious movement. The basis of all of this, excuse me, let's have a sip of tea. Since I'm living in the southern United States right now, iced tea is very appropriate. There was ice in there, but it certainly is sweet. Okay, so the basis of all of this is Wands, actions, plans, forward movement, the 4 of Wands. And what the 4 of Wands suggests to us is something warning us to be careful about our next move. Okay, so there are 4 tables available here. We can choose any one of those tables. Some of them are almost joining the other people. Some of them are outside of the group of other folks. But the 4 of swords, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I say wands? Because it's swords. 1, 2, 3, and it's the same. I've been talking about 4 swords meaning. The swords are right here, and it's talking about being careful about your next step. So all of this is built on that we must be very careful about the next steps. That's the basis of this, being cognizant of how we're moving forward individually. When I say individually, we're not just talking about American citizens here, people that vote in the United States. The whole world has to be a part of this, of guiding this democracy in one direction or another. In the past of this reading is the 9 of Cups. Cups are compassion. Okay, they're we like to say they're kind of the greedy merchant wanting to show all the trophies that he's gotten. And in this situation here, we see that these 2 men have either finished off 9 cups, or they're getting ready to have 9 cups of something, or they're playing a game with these cups. But at the same time, they're showing off to the world what all the compassion that they've had. But it's in the past. Okay, so this compassionate blur has already passed for us. But what's in the sky? In the sky of this then is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles are value, actually money. Queen is pretty high up. She's not the king. But the Queen of Pentacles is in the sky. So the most we can hope for right now is a Queen of Pentacles to be like a guiding light. Could that be a female leader figure in our future? And the likely outcome of all of this is right here with this, what is the 20? Because the cards only go up to 21, the major arcana, I need to very well define this card right here. So let's take a peek into the book and make sure that I'm on the right track. Judgment, of course. Judgment. The likely outcome for all of this is judgment. I should have recognized this figure in the sky, listening in, paying attention to while these people discuss their issues, standing in judgment of what's going on. So what we're facing is a kind of a judgment in the future. These are growing pains that we're taking right now, that we're going through. and we'll see how they come out. Let's do 4 more cards, make it a full Celtic cross, because now I'm curious. The very self of this question, what really indicates that? Well, it's this 4, which is the Emperor. So in the previous drawing, we had an Empress out, but this Emperor is going to be in charge. Emperor, not President. The atmosphere that's in is secrets being revealed. Wow. Secrets being revealed. The hopes and the fears for this is the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is a victory. And the likely outcome for the whole thing for us is this Knight of Compassion, this Knight of Cups. So yes, it looks like we can get ourselves turned around into a more compassionate democracy, but it may, in effect, take place under the stewardship of someone who thinks of themselves as an emperor somehow. So we may have a way to go. Now, you know, you've got other democracies. You can look at Spain, where they have a king. You can look at England, and they make it work, although you might argue about how successful either of those countries are with their democracies. But it can happen. And so it could be that that's something we have to suffer through, and democracy will look a lot different to us in years to come than it looks right now. Okay, Elon Musk. The Musk-Trump fight, was it always inevitable? 1, 2, 3. Trump Musk. Judgment. It was always inevitable. 5 of Wands. Wands actually plans forward movement. And 5 of Wands is pointless bickering. And the 7 of Swords is thievery. More than an abuse of power. So, and there's stealing truth, justice, rules, and law. So, judgment leads the case here. Pointless bickering and someone stealing the truth, the justice, the rules, and the law. I think in this path it was always inevitable. Let's do 3 more cards. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8 of the major arcana. And again, I haven't used these cards in a long time, so I'm not going to be shy about looking for the meaning of these cards. Oh no, that's 13. Ah, that's not 8, that's 13. Okay, the 13. Keep going. Okay, oh, death. 13, I should have remembered the 13 is a death card. This will find an end. We're going to do 1 more card to see if the end will be back towards more recognizable democracy. And this is the 14, which is temperance. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there will be a temperance. But this situation with Musk had to play out. Will Trump be president for another term? Trump be president for another term? Death. Yeah, he'll die. Okay, that's the reading. Hey, I'm going to show you the cards now. Hang on a minute. So this is the Impressionist Tarot by Corinne Kenner and the artwork by Arturo Pica. The first thing I noticed about cards when I get them is the box. This is a great box. It's got that metal fastener embedded in here. It's a good quality, heavy cardboard box. It tells you a good bit about the cards inside before you get started. And then when you open it, you've got a beautiful color guidebook inside that tells you the meaning of all the cards in the deck, gives you some very good suggestions for divination. But what's most interesting about these cards, I believe, is that they are all created from compositions of famous artwork that you may recognize. The cards are easy to use. They are not too slicky. They fit comfortably in your hands. And the cute thing I like about this Impressionist tarot, because they're based on art, is that when you flip them over, you can see that they look like the back of a piece of painting, that you might hang on the wall. Here's the hook. Here's the back of the painting. So they're very interesting in that. Also, what's good about this is that if you happen to get a card that's inverted, you'll know right away that it's inverted because that hook will now be on the bottom of the deck. And that's not particularly important, but I always like to point out little secrets that you may not think to look for. The cards are made up of lots of different kinds of artwork that have been combined or altered a little bit to help talk about what tarot card they're meant to mimic. They're interesting to look at. And I only do this little spreading about here because when I was just a viewer of tarot cards, I always wanted to know more about the cards in the deck than the few that the reader might reveal during a reading on YouTube. And so I decided that when I made this channel, that I would always show the actual cards. If you look behind me, I've got about 60 decks of cards behind me here that I've collected over the years, and so we try to get through all of those in these readings. But the Impressionist Tarot by Corinne Kaner, very interesting.